What's up, podcast people? Welcome back. Feels good to be back podcasting. This week's going to be heavy. I got a couple lined up that I'm really stoked on. So I'm going to be churning these things out for you. Before we get into today's episode, let me just do some quick updates. I'm going to head to allineedskate.com and give you guys a little rundown. I just put up our new Hobo series that's going to be dropping probably Halloween time. I posted that on the site, so if you head there, you can check out our new graphics that we'll have coming down the pipeline soon. They came out awesome. Peter James Glenn killed the artwork. 4 pro models: Timmy Knuth, Derek Fukuhara, Corey Goonan, and myself. And the idea behind the boards were to draw us as hobos, as future hobos. And the graphics came out sick. It's a one-color print, and the backdrop is cardboard. So it's like it looks like you drew hobos onto cardboards. But Peter kills it, man. I can't believe how these things turned out. I hope you guys check it out. And if you do, actually, I posted it on our Instagram as well. If you go to at All I Need Skate on Instagram, you can check them out and actually leave some feedback. That would be fucking really sick. I'm hyped to hear what you guys think about our next decks to come, man. Also, I just posted two edits from the Edge Indoor Skate Park featuring Brandon Westgate and Gavin Nolan and many more. Those are up there as well. And let's see. Oh, I also wanted to remind you guys that our 4th annual New England AM skateboard contest is coming up. I'm really excited. It's going to be November 4th and 5th. It's a 2-day event. In the middle, an after party. Well, like an after party after the first day in the middle. So it's a Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday night we go to No Problemo, which is a skater-owned taqueria slash bar slash they have shows there as well. So we'll have live music, which was sick last time. And who hooked it up? It was Narragansett Beer hooked it up. So we had the Gansett flowing. We had sick jams and really delicious Mexican food. Burritos, quesadillas, they crush it. So that's our after party. But anyways, this year for the New England Am, the divisions are going to be, we're adding a ladies jam. So my homie Steph, she runs New England Female Skaters, and she organizes a lot of jams, and all the girls shred. So I invited them. I'm also going to reach out to my friends at Grow, Girls Riders Org, and invite them as well. This is our first year doing it, but it gets me so stoked that skateboarding's grown to the point where there's a bunch of girls that want to do it too, because skating's so sick and it's rad to see them into it. Like when I was younger, there was barely any dudes doing it, let alone girls. So it's cool, man. And for real, like, we do the 14 and under. That's sick, too. There's a lot of young people popping up skating right now, seeing the value in it and seeing how fun and how much community comes with skateboarding. So it's rad to see the little ones. And I've been traveling to all the skate parks around here every weekend and weekdays and all the skate shops because I love it, man. That's all we do is just lurk around and hit all the shops and hit all the parks and meet everyone and skate with them and film edits and post them on our YouTube channel. It's our whole life. I've been doing this since I was a little kid, man. I've been filming and going to all these cities and stuff. So I've seen all these people. My point is I've seen all these kids come and go, and a lot of them stay, and now it's like to the point where it's so epic. It's like there's so many young people interested. They're all like fucking skating together, having the best time and progressing. It's so rad to watch. So the 14 and under division is going to be gnarly. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be heated this year. And then we also have 15 and over. So if you're 15 years old and over and you want to get in, this is like the AM contest, I'd say. It's fucking gnarly. We've done this contest for 3 years, and it's in Taunton, Mass, at the Edge Indoor Skate Park. It's a 30,000 square foot skate park where everybody comes from New England in the winter because it's the best spot and it can house everyone. It has the best stuff, and it's like where me, Brandon Westgate, Nick Dompierre, Dave Paczynski, Manny Santiago, Gavin Nolan, so many people in this area just come and shred this park in the winters. So it's got quite the scene, is what I'm saying. So yeah, we have the ladies jam, then we'll have the 14 and under, which is gonna be fucking sick to watch and film. And then, well, I'm gonna have someone film it because I'm gonna have to kind of make sure everything runs. But I want to film it too, so I'll make sure to film for the vlog. And the 15 and over is like our AM contest. It's basically for all the young dudes out there that are fucking killing it that don't have shop sponsors. You guys come. We always give out epic prizes from awesome sponsors, and this year will be no different. And then we also, last but not least, we will have our skate shop invite division. This is where we reach out to skate shops and we invite them to come and bring 3 riders each, and then they battle it out as like a jam format. So it's like each team gets like, I think it was 2 minutes, 3 minutes on the course to just destroy it and do what they can do. And then the next team comes out, and then we move it like bracket style until we get to the top shop. It's insane. Like, I thought I seen everything go down at the edge. Every year, I'm like, yeah, I've seen everything. Like, there's nothing no one's going to do that I haven't seen. I live at this place. And then every year, like, as soon as everyone shows up, right off the bat, I'm like, what? Dude, so sick. They thought of skating it that way, or what the fuck? That was so gnarly. There was one time, I think the boys from Maine, Backwoods maybe, Backwood boys, what up, homies? They came down from Maine like they're Vikings that they are. And I remember one of them did, I want to say Chris Peterson, I might be wrong, but front blunt off this like 9-foot quarter pipe into the 6-foot, like front side off the edge of the quarter pipe. It was insane, man. If you want to check out our past years, you can go to youtube.com/allineedskate. We've been posting each division we film each division and post them every year. So you can check out how crazy it's been. This year's going to be the most covered for sure, with the vlog being behind the scenes and seeing how it's all made and churned out. Westgate's super hyped to help out with this year. He's going to come judge and skate with you guys as well. And I know Donnie Barley's always down, and I'm going to reach out to a bunch of people. It's going to be a fucking good time. So November 4th and 5th at the Edge Indoor Skate Park. I can't believe this is our 4th year doing it, and every year has been fucking blown my mind. So I think I rambled on long enough. I don't mention that I have a pro shoe on the podcast that much, but I should, because I'm stoked on it, and I'm hyped on what we're doing with World Industries as well. And they sponsor this podcast, and Kevin Clem rides for us, and we're building a team slow and steady and building products as well. Right now we have 3 boards out. We brought World Industries back, Peter helped with the art, and he killed it, man. So now there's actually good quality World Industry decks out there available, made in the USA. Wood comes from Maine. They're fucking the best we could find, And I also have a shoe. They hooked me up with a shoe, which was really rad. When they reached out to me about helping them try to resurrect World, they were like, they wanted to give me a shoe, just to like kind of like as a good gesture, like let's build around this. So we have the decks and we have the shoes, and I've been making some apparel right here in Taunton for World and All I Need. Everything from allineedskate.com and worldindustries.com is made right here in Taunton, all the apparel. And the decks are from Maine, and everything's legit, man. I'm really proud of what we're doing. So if you want to check that out too, you could check out worldindustries.com. First thing that'll pop up is my shoe. If I ever post about it on social media, on like Instagram, Facebook, at Anthony Shetler, please leave some feedback. If you tried the shoe or if you just checked it out, let me know what you think, because me and my homie Colin sat down. Colin designs the shoes for World, and with this resurrection, bringing it back, they were like, let's start a skate line, so we need a skate shoe. Because before that, they just had a bunch of, they were kind of puffy shoes, They weren't necessarily for skateboarding. They were just general public shoes, and they have those as well. And they're sick. I like them. But we definitely needed a skate shoe for the skate line. So we sat down. He was like, dude, we'll start with your shoe, and we'll see how it does, and hopefully build off of it. So we sat down and we brainstormed, and I just came up with a colorway, and we went back and forth on a few things, but Colin crushes it in the design, so he kind of led me most of the way, but I got to learn a lot, and I think we churned out a fucking sick product, man. The shoe shreds. So if anyone tries it, please let me know, and if you check it out, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. That would be so cool. I think I rambled on long enough today. But my guest today is J. Scott Handsdown. Maybe you heard of him, maybe you haven't. I heard about the hype about J. Scott on social media. I heard half of people were kind of clowning, and half were like, oh, whatever, it's kind of cool, like, check it out. And then I was like, I wonder what it is. And I instantly start thinking like, I don't know. There's so many people in skateboarding that like put themselves out there, and they just kind of fade away because they're just trying to get attention or whatever. So I was weary, but I checked it out, and it seemed like Jay Scott was like, you know, he's young. I believe he's like 28. He said 27, and he has a family, man. I see, and he has his wife. He found a girl that loves him, a girl that sees that he's hyped on skateboarding, and she supports him and encourages him, which is a blessing to have. While we podcast, he actually was in a hotel with his family because hurricanes and flooding. He was down in Louisiana, so they had to leave their home. So he was in like the stairwell, and then he went into the hotel room, and I saw his kids and his wife and stuff. Yeah, Jay Scott was awesome to talk to, man, and I appreciate you coming on the show and telling your story. And I hope if you guys like this podcast, leave some feedback on the iTunes store, The Shetler Show. Just leave a comment and rate the show, and that would help everything out. And I read all those, and I try to respond to everything that you guys send my way. Thank you again for everything. I'm hyped for this year. Let's keep it going, guys. Peace.
Prosper. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I gotta get on this.
I just love the skating and the scene.
Rain, go away. All I need is a skateboard today.
This is the Shetler Show featuring professional skateboarder, podcaster, and All I Need Skate founder, Anthony Shetler.
So it was hot. Everyone was doing it.
Yeah, they're looking for their dad's fucking metal skateboards in the garage.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, get on this thing.
Each episode brings you amazing discussions with interesting people from all walks of life.
Kind of when skateboarding clicked for me, and you learn some tricks or whatever, and you get that appreciation from your peers, you know? The other skaters are like, holy shit, like, yeah, dude, that's rad.
Admiration.
Yeah, the admiration or the affirmation.
Real, recognized real.
If I didn't experience those crazy moments in my life, then these great moments would never be as great as they have been.
Honestly, like for me, I just loved it. Like I saw those dudes, I saw those videos, and I was like, holy fuck, this is sick.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do.
Alright, I think we are fucking rolling.
Okay.
Hell yeah, Jay. What's your real name? Is it Jay Scott?
Nah, my full name is Joseph Scott.
Hell yeah, Joseph. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Oh, anytime, brother.
Hell yeah. For the people, let's give a rundown. Where are you at right now?
Currently, I'm in Louisiana, Lafayette. We're dealing with a little flood situation that happened back in our hometown. So, lost the home and everything, but FEMA was able to provide us with a hotel. So right now I'm staying in a hotel in Louisiana, me, my wife, and 3 kids. So I'm on the stairs right now. Gonna keep the hands down. Tell y'all a little bit about Jay Scott Hands Down, baby.
Yo, what's the flooding all about? Where is it? Is that the Hurricane Madness?
Yeah. Hurricane Harvey first it started in Houston, and I stayed maybe an hour and a half away from Houston. I stay in a small, little messy town. It's called Orange, Texas. Everybody know everybody. Everybody sleep with everybody. It's just real messy. And I don't know if God came through to wake everybody up, but it was funny because me and my wife, we were sitting in the bed and we just like looking like, damn, man, that must be, dangerous. That must be a catastrophe. What's going on in Houston? And I went to sleep. And when we went to sleep, we woke up. My son was like, Dad, can I have some cereal? I was like, really? I say, the breakfast is downstairs. Go get it. So I heard him run downstairs, and then I just heard some slipping noise. Boom, 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 boom. And she was like, baby, stop them kids. I want to get some damn sleep. I was like, okay. So I got up. When I went to walk downstairs, I was like, Jay, stop all this damn playing. And I came around the corner, and I slipped too. And when I slipped, we both landed. My son was like, I'm drowning. And I was like, what are you talking about? I say, son, you can stand up. It's just some water. And come to find out, we had water in our house about 3 foot that had plateaued all the way across the living room, dining room, and everything. And I woke my wife up, and I was like, baby, the water is here. I was like, it's raining like crazy. She was like, what you mean? I was like, look, don't panic. I say, but we got water in our house. She was like, I can't swim. I was like, baby, we're upstairs. The water's not coming 30 feet high. And I had to calm her down, but we came to realization that the flood had moved its way down in Orange, and I raised the window up, and we looked out the window, and our whole street from here on out, we seen boats and everything. We woke up, it was like a movie scene. You don't see no stuff like this. Seen rescue boats and people jumping in and crying, and I was like, wow. Yeah. The hurricane is here. So our biggest concern was getting out of there at the time. We was able to get out, and we got our vehicles out. I mean, we drove through it. Her vehicle got some water in it, but my biggest concern was having transportation. You know, the house, I mean, can't do nothing about that. I mean, we drove out and we got to where the water line was a little bit lower. We was able to get to a dry surface, and we called a few people, and we followed some people to Louisiana, and I started a GoFundMe. And my supporters raised enough money to where we was able to pay for a room, and my wife ended up getting on the phone and got some type of recommendations and stuff added to where FEMA was able to help us out, being that we was dealing with the hurricane. And they got us a room, and we had a little money from the supporters, and we out here in Louisiana right now.
Yeah, that seems so fucking surreal, man. I'm sorry to hear about the house.
Oh yeah. I didn't. My biggest thing, I don't care too much about material things because they come and go. I was just concerned that me and my family was safe. So long as we got out there with the hands down, everything else is good.
Yeah, you can for sure. I was saying that yesterday to my friends. I was like, yeah, fuck all the material shit because you can always earn it again or whatever. You got plenty of time if you're breathing, you know? So.
Yeah, all the time, brother.
Yeah, people take losses every day and have to rebuild, you know? So, gnarly. All right, how old are you?
I'm 28.
28. What about your lady? Similar age?
You say about what?
Is your lady around the same age?
Yes, my lady. Actually, she's 28 also. She was a high school crush, and she said I was too childish in school and immature. I used to try to tell my homeboys, that's mine. And it's funny because she's my wife now, because she told me in school, oh, you play too goddamn much. You're too goofy, because I got a big personality. I'm always joking and playing. She was like, I never thought, and just so happened, I was following her Facebook posts, and she was like putting like some going through type relationship posts, so I jumped in the messenger. If you ever need, somebody, a friend, she was like, oh, is this Joseph from school? And, and I was like, yeah, man, I don't mind giving you a chance. She's like, giving me a chance. I'm just being goofy, and she's like, you really made me smile. She sent the number. And it went from there, and it was funny because after we met, I ended up having an incident in a refinery. But at the time, I was still being like what you would call a whore. I had random women, on the team.
Good for you.
Like that. But I was put in a life-changing situation that made me actually settle down and appreciate what I had in front of me. I was working at the refinery, and they had a toxic gas release, and I was climbing up the scaffold, and we was just in refineries. With doing trades, they all about production, so it's like, get it done. We got to get this done. Got to get this shit done. So we was climbing up. I was pulling up equipment, and all of a sudden, the coworker underneath me said, he looked up, and my feet stretched out. And when my feet stretched out, he tried to come up there and help me. When he came up there to help me, he stretched out. Come to find out, toxic gas, they had a leak in the cylinder, and all four of us had fell out. They had to life flight us to the hospital.
Terrifying.
So when I woke up in the hospital, at the time, Scott, which was my girlfriend, that I had random women on the side also with, she ended up hearing that I was in the hospital through a Facebook post. So she drove down from Killeen, Texas, which is 5 hours away from where I stayed. And when I woke up in the hospital, she was holding my hand. And all the random women that I was messing with never came to my side. They wouldn't let me go back to work because they wanted to do all kind of CAT scans and make sure my body was in perfect shape before they released me back to work. And through that 4 or 5 month process, all I could do was eat and lay in the hospital bed because I was taking tests and going through. And come to find out, I had a seizure from the toxic gas release and more, and that's why I was shaking and more. So they ended up putting me on seizure medication. And my biggest outlook on it was she was in my corner at my best, and she was in my corner at my worst. And when I seen nobody was by my side when I lost it all, and she still stood in my corner, I say she deserves a ring. So I stepped up as a man, and I was scared because I never thought I would be a family man. I never even thought I could have kids. I mean, because multiple women I've slept with in the past, sometimes I didn't pull out. I thought I was in trouble, but when I seen after years of nothing happening, I said, well, I just can't have kids. Fuck it. So I went over. But I met her, ended up having kids, and seeing she stuck by my side at my best and my worst. So this Jay Scott, I ended up getting married, so I kept them hands down and turned into a man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, man, I kind of my background is kind of like shattered. I'm from a broken family, like kind of been on my own since I was 13. Latched on to skateboarding. When you go through a lot of trauma and crazy shit in life, like sometimes all you can do is take those losses and turn them into wins. Like see the silver lining. It seems like you have a good practice with that. That's a good survival technique.
I'm like you. I'm broken family. My family, biggest thing, everybody has pride. Nobody wants to forgive. They hold on to stuff. Like my dad, he's real big into church. And if everything I do, I'm going to hell. He's like a super Christian, and that don't sit well with me. I mean, if we're going to talk as father and son, learn to have a mutual conversation with it. I don't want to talk about church every damn day. I respect the man above. I believe in God and stuff like that, but you don't have to talk about just church and work to me. I mean, so we don't have no mutual conversation until this day right now. We don't talk at all.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I was going to ask you what your parents did for work when you were coming up.
My old man, he's a supervisor for painting. I mean, he does industrial tanks, and he helped me to pick up a trade because in school I didn't have no plans on going to college and nothing like that. I just wanted to go to school and get a job. And he was like, son, the biggest thing to have underneath your belt is a trade because that can carry you wherever you go, as far as like scaffold, painting, welding, and stuff like that. So he was a painter, and he said, I've been taking care of y'all for the past 20 plus years painting, so I could teach you what I know, but I'm not your father when we get out in the field. And I found that out. I mean, he acts like, I'm just a regular coworker, but it helped me and built me into the man I am today because now I have a trade to where I can take care of my wife and 3 kids with what he taught me what to do. But I just hate that right now we don't have no type of mutual conversation, or we don't even talk at all.
Yeah, I tripped on I had a moment in my life where I realized that even the adults didn't have it figured out, and now I am an adult, and I gotta kind of figure it out the best I can on my own. Like it kind of like everyone comes to that realization is that you're almost born alone, you die alone. It's your life. It's your life that you have to take care of.
You gotta make the best out of it. I see it now, and with me having kids now, it gives me a reality check that I don't want to be that person my dad has been, because his dad was the same way to him, and he didn't acknowledge it until his dad passed. Then he lived in regrets, like I should have got it right with my old man before, he died like that. And it's like you're doing deja vu, you're repeating it to me, and I'm just like, I still got to stay positive through it all. Because me, there's 9 of us, 6 biological brothers, and 3 of them are stepbrothers. So, but my mom and dad, biological mom and dad, they broke up early, dealing with all kind of, relationship problems, and I call my stepbrothers my real brothers. So right now, that's why I say I got 9 brothers, because we all grew up together. And everybody just done this talk noise. And I was the type, I would go to school and I played basketball. But one day I was getting off from the bus and I seen 2 white kids skating on a flat bar. And I seen one slide and he just like slid across. He was doing the front board. And he like landed and it was like bobbing his head with his MP3. And I just like, the bus kept going. I was just looking back. Man, I want to do that. My brother's like, bro, that's so gay. That's for white boys. They just like, they stereotyped it. It was like, bro, you're going to be a white boy. And I was like, you can call me whatever you want to. So I ended up getting a Walmart skateboard, and it started from there. I started what you call now.
Yeah. So what age were you when you got on your board?
The age was I was in middle school. So I think it was the 7th grade, if I can remember.
Yeah.
7th grade, and I kept skating until about the 10th or 11th grade. Then I quit because people started getting in my ear. They was like, bro, that's gay as fuck. You skateboard, you're black. All your family play football and basketball. So that's when I let my dream go and completely quit skateboarding. And I didn't start back skateboarding until I met my wife. And she used to go to bed. And when she went to bed, I used to roll over put the cover over my head. I used to sneak and watch skate videos. And one day she faked like she was sleeping, and she was up the whole time. And she was like, "Why the hell are you watching skateboard videos? She used to skateboard." I was like, "Fuck no, I didn't skateboard." I was scared to say that, being I was a grown man out of school and dating no offense, a black chick. I didn't want her to feel like, because I was already had that stereotype thought process in my head, like an older black chick finding out a grown man skateboarding, she might feel like that's immature or childish, because they don't understand the love and the concept of skateboard, what we get out of it. All they know is a grown man riding a damn skateboard. So she faked. She was like, "You skateboard?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Don't lie to me. You told me you'll tell me everything about you." And I was like, "Yeah, I used to skateboard." She said, "Why you quit?" I was like, "Man, everybody said it was gay, it was white people and stuff like that." She was like, "And you concerned on what people say?" She was like, "No, you're not going to truly be happy with yourself until you start back skateboarding." And I was like, "What you mean?" So I come off of work, like 2 weeks later, she had me a skateboard, and she had me a real one, and she didn't know nothing about skateboard. So I knew she must have talked to some people. And she said, "From this day forward, we're going to go in the garage." She said, "We got the garage. You ain't got to skate in front of nobody. And we're going to chase your dream. It was once a dream that you was chasing." She said, "So we're going to call it dream chasing." I was like, wow. I said, "Okay." So at the time, I was like 230, 240 fat. I had dreads with man boobs. They was like hanging to the left. I mean, I needed a bra for them titties I had on me because I was fat. And I was like trying to do tricks, and I couldn't land nothing. I was getting frustrated because the tricks I did have, like heel flips, switch heels, and ollie heels, I couldn't do nothing. I mean, I was trying to nollie, and it just seemed like I was going to break the board. And she was like, "Just calm down." And she was just sitting in a little lawn chair. I was like, "You don't understand. You don't fucking skateboard. You just looking at me and you want to laugh." And she was like, "I don't want to laugh. I'm watching." And she stood in that skateboard every day and weights start dropping and more. And then she was like, as I was landing my tricks, she was like, "Why you wobble your hands everywhere?" I was like, "Because I'm fat. What else you want me to do? I mean, I'm trying to hold myself up." And she was like, "Baby, just relax and keep your hands down." And I was like, "What you mean?" She was like, "Just relax." She was like, "Does any skateboarder do a trick and raise their hands in the air after they land a trick?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Well, just relax and keep them down." And that's when the movement started from there. She was like, "From now on, every trick you do, I just want you to keep them down." And I hashtagged it, and I started me on Instagram, and it went from there, brother. The movement started to go worldwide.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope that your lady helped you forge your style, because finding your style is when you realize, like, oh, I've done this a bunch of times. Now I can do it relaxed naturally, So like, if she like told you like just put your hands down, relax, like it's good advice for sure.
Oh yeah, yes sir, brother, and it helped me out to where I'm at today. I mean, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be on the skateboard right now.
You know what's a funny comparison I was thinking about when you were talking about black people thinking it's a white sport and whatnot was hip hop. Like young white kids that love rap, and they had felt like they're gonna be like Eminem, or they're gonna be like that weird white dude who raps. Like it's like the opposite.
Yeah. It's all stereotyped.
Yeah, it's like if you like rap, just fucking rap and don't listen to all those assholes. Like just indulge in what you love. Like
gotta do what you love. Yes, sir. I totally agree, brother.
It's like artwork. It doesn't. No one owns it. You can have your own style. Sorry. Yeah, it's like artwork. You can have your own style. No one owns it. Like you can have your own version of whatever the fuck discipline or thing you enjoy or love. Like you can internalize it and make it your own through your effort and time and your love and passion for it. So like no one can own that, whether it's a hip hop, like singing with your voice, or whether you're pushing on a fucking piece of wood. Like it's trivial.
Oh yeah, I totally agree, and that's what we live in nowadays. Stereotyping. A lot of people don't do what they love to do because they're scared of what others gonna say.
Yeah.
And, when I met my wife, because my biggest battles is me myself. I criticize myself the most, and I think that helps me push myself. But at sometimes I think I do a little bit too much, and that's why I thank God that she's by my side, because she truly helps me out, and that's how the movement started. And a lot of times still with the movement, I get criticized because a lot of people are just like, "Where you coming with this fake steez and you just stiffening your arms?" I'm not trying to stiffen my arms. I think y'all interpret it like that and you exaggerate. So some people do tricks and like stiffen their arms by the side of and be like, "Hands down, that's fake steez." Some people might be like, oh, he trying to copy Antoine Dixon, and he trying to copy this, that, you know, and because there's a lot of skateboarders that naturally do skate, and they're just like relaxed and chill as hell, you know, like just doing their tricks. But my thing about it is like, which skateboarder do you know? Because you've been in the game for a minute. Which skateboarder you know does a flip trick or a grind and wants to do this after they land their trick?
Yeah, you want to be relaxed.
I don't think you'll find anybody that wants to do this with their hands after they land their trick.
Yeah.
You want to relax. I mean, you know, like you say, they still stereotype. They try to find that negative out of it, run with it. But at the same time, there's still a lot of support behind it. So that's why I'm pushing, because I'm like, don't focus on others. Have fun and do what you love to do. You know, a lot of kids nowadays, they discouraged because they see what pros are doing, or people in position, and they try to basically, what I want to say, they try to compare themselves. I'm not doing what he's doing, so I'm not going nowhere. So then when you get in that train of thought process, then you find yourself staying right here forever. You know, and I feel like everybody, we all got a chance in skateboarding, but you got to find what you're good at and, you know, hold tight to what you believe in. And that's what I'm doing with this movement.
Yeah, I love it, Jay Scott. It's funny. Whenever someone puts themselves out there and is honest and talks about it, it gets criticized by a portion of the population. It's tight that people show love, you know, and it's weird that people want to tear shit down, other people's shit. And a lot of times the people that are hating are usually behind like pseudonyms, or they're private or some shit. And you're just like, why are you coming here? Like, why are you wasting your energy on me? Why don't you use it on yourself and whatever you want to create? We're all creators. We're all destroyers too. It's easy to burn shit down. I could burn shit down all fucking day. It's harder to build it and take your time and learn and grow through something. Like, it's exhausting.
Hey, and I totally agree, brother.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to keep the positive outlook about it. I mean, because in my situation, it's a little bit challenging, you know, because it's just like, I'm not a single man that can do what I want to do. Like right now, I'm interviewing with you, and everybody's just like chilling. Put your hands down for my boy, baby. Hands down.
Nice. Crushing.
Hands down.
Yeah. Nice.
So with my situation, it's a little bit challenging because, you know, it's a big responsibility. You know, I can't just say I'm going to just go skate all day. You know, I got to actually come home, tend to the family. And a lot of times it discouraged me in a way, because it's like I don't get enough time on my board to where I feel like I can reach my full on the board, and I got to change a damn diaper, you know, or I'm just trying to get into a trick, and then she's calling me saying, get the kids, you know. So it's a little challenging, but at the same time, it's encouraging, and it's giving me that drive to want to push through, because something in my heart's telling me that I'm going to be somebody great, and I want to keep continuing to push what I'm doing, so I won't stop.
One of the things I wanted to ask you when I was coming into this was what you thought sponsorship was. So that's kind of like, that was something that led me down this, because to me, I look at you and I'm like, I hear your interviews and I've read some of your stuff, and you're like, people are saying you're not that good at skating and da-da-da and da-da-da. But to me, it's like, you don't even have to be that good at skateboarding to make an impact and be part of skateboarding. Like the Jay Scott Handsdown skate jam would be sick as hell. I would go to that and film that.
Yeah, I'm down with you, brother.
That seems like sick. You don't have to be pro or nothing to organize and just get the hype built, you know?
Yeah, and I agree totally with you. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It's getting stereotyped nowadays, skateboarding, you know, with sponsorship and more, you know what I mean? And it's got a lot of people that leave loyal people that didn't help you, build you to get you where you are for money. Yeah. You know, so the love is leaving. It's like, it's no disrespect to no brand, but I mean, like, you would leave a smaller brand to say, well, Nike's offering a bigger contract, but that smaller company helped you build the character that you are today. And that's why I lose a lot of respect at it. It's like, are you doing it for the love, or are you doing it for a paycheck?
Yeah.
You know, I love the feeling they give me when I get on the board and I'm challenged, like, how many tries is going to take me to hit a Nollie Hill front crook? You know, can I hit it clean, or is it going to be sketchy? And I just love it. I mean, because it's a challenge. You got to time the trick. You got to know when to slide, when to pull out. And still to this day, when I get on my board, like right now, I'm getting the kids situated, and I got hooked me up a fresh setup, and I'm finna go dream chasing. And I just, the feeling it give me, like I'm talking to my wife. She like, baby, Come on, get it out. Get your little skateboard talk out. I was like, well, I just want to tell you, your boy want to get the clean nollie backside 360 deal. She was like, okay, baby, you can get it. I was like, but I want a revert. And she was like, baby, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What is a revert? And I was like, okay, well, you slide it, and you got to land it smooth. She'd be like, oh, my God, you sound like you're 11 years old. Skateboarding gets you that excited? And I was like, yes. She was like, well, that's why I push you. And at times, I kind of questioned myself, like, why does she want me skateboarding? Is she trying to be sneaky? Or, it was just because you're not used to a woman being that supportive. Women might be like, baby, go skate. I know you want to skate with your friends. I'll be here. But she, like, my wife was on another level. If y'all only knew. I mean, sometimes, like, with this flood situation, I was like, man, I'm done with skating. I'm not going to skate for a minute. I got to get everything situated. She was like, no, baby. She was like, skateboarding is going to take some stress away from you. I was like, baby, I'm not going skateboard. She was like, well, I'm not going in the house. She pulled that lawn chair out. She was sitting out there with the kid in her arm, and she had the skateboard sitting right there, and and the box was sitting right there in the corner. I was like, I went upstairs for an hour, and I just tried to act like I was doing stuff up there. And I waited about an hour, 15 minutes. I come back downstairs. She's still just looking. Hey, I said, what are you doing? She was like, you going skate today? I was like, damn. And just for her to see how much she's into it to make sure that I'm happy, it pushes me. So I got on my skateboard. She's like, here we go. That's my husband. And I was just like, she don't know it gets me extra excited, but I try not to show all of it. I mean, but I just love the feeling it gives me. And I just hate where skateboarding is going nowadays. I mean, because it's good, but it's like sponsors only look at the difficulty in trick selection. If you're not jumping down 20, 30 stairs, then kids got in their mind frame, I'm not going nowhere. So then you got these kids trying to do stairs and more, but then you ain't unlocked the type of skater you are. You may be a tech type skater, and you trying to do some stuff that Nigel Houston is doing. Everybody that's pro isn't skating rails. Everybody that's pro isn't doing manuals. Everybody isn't doing the same thing. So why would you try to follow the trend and think you're going to go somewhere? I feel like when you find who you are, you can stand out as your own individual. But if you try to copy what the next person is doing, he kickflip, backflip, the 10 stair, you do it and send it to the sponsorship. They already got that on that team.
Yeah.
They're not looking for the same character to represent their brand. They don't need 3-4 people skating the same rails, doing the same type of trick selection. And that's what I tell these kids nowadays. Sometimes I go to the park and they saying, Jay Scott, man, talk to me because you be in the skate coach. You keep it real. And I just be like, I ain't no skate coach. I'm a dream chaser. But we'll bust and laugh, and then they be like, bro, I'm trying to skate this rail. And I'm just like, why are you trying to crook the park 8 stair and you can't even crook a flat bar?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you got to find who you are. Nowadays, these kids aren't doing that. It's like, they doing this, so I'm going to do this. But everybody's not meant to do that. They got some pros right now can't even get you a switch flip back 5-0.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I got a good switchback 5-0. I got a good backside 180 nose grind, like bring it all the way around. Never done a switch flip back 5-0 though.
You got your own trick selection, and I watched plenty of your video parts. You keep me hype all the time. I mean, they Anthony Shoot. I was like, hold on. I was like, oh, that's my boy. Oh, I say you're OG in the game.
Yeah.
And I try to tell them kids, they're at the park trying to learn switch stuff, and I'm like, can you at least learn the basics? And that's why nowadays I just put my MP3 player in, and I just get my session on because everybody's following the trend, and that's why you find even good skaters don't get noticed nowadays because you're doing what the next person is doing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to call some kids. You could get to the park. You like, I'm trying to warm up, and goddamn, this motherfucker nollie nose blunt the park rail second try. He done nollie backside, heeled the stairs 6-7 tries in a row. I mean, but you gotta be different, and I feel like that's where sponsorship lays in. I mean, I feel like sponsors nowadays, I lost a lot of respect for some sponsors. I mean, because it's like, you don't give people a chance that's not up here. It's like nowadays I'm looking for the person that's hot. The person that's hot, I want them right now. Even if they're skating for this brand, I'm willing to pay this much more to get them over here. And then that's where you find a lot of good skaters' loyalty get disloyal behind leaving somebody that built you just to go where the money is. So that's why nowadays, me personally, I do it for the love.
All right, well, I'll give you a rundown of my skateboard history because it kind of cross-sects right here. So at 13, you know, I lost my father, and I just like, that's right when I found skateboard, and that was like the silver lining. I was like, holy shit, like my friend showed me it. I was like, I'm never gonna not do this. This is the funnest thing. There's no fucking rules. Like, you can do it by yourself. It's like whatever you want it to be, it can be. It's a piece of clay. Put your energy into it. So, because my father passed and my mom was like running wild on drugs, so I just latched on this skateboard thing, and I just did everything in my path to keep it in my life. As I got older, like, I got like shitty jobs just to like pay my bills so I could have time to skate, and then I just hung on to it and got sponsored, and I rode for, I started with Fibro, which is a small organic brand, which was owned by my homie. It is owned by Steve Rodriguez, who's a lifelong skateboarder who has dedicated his life to it, and he started his own brand, and he took us on trips. I went to Tokyo with that dude. I went to Germany, like, and I went to New York all the time. The city skated, and he was like teaching me about the industry and about how he was doing it, which was organic, from a home, like a homegrown type thing. So I learned from him, and then like he helped me get to the point where Birdhouse reached out to me, and they were like, you know, they wanted to pay me and have me skate for them. And to me, that was like, okay, this is an opportunity, because Tony Hawk and Birdhouse, and they wanted to pay me some money, which would allow me to skate more. But I had to like tell Steve that, because Steve and Fibro was small. We were forming it and we were helping it grow, and he couldn't really pay me. And I was like, this is kind of a chance. Like, I either take it and see where it goes, or, you know, like, I had to make a tough choice. I made a tough choice. I felt like I was breaking up with a family. I cried. It was fucking rough. Me and Steve became even better friends after, though, because he understands, you know? So I went, did the Birdhouse thing. That was sick. That was the next level. Then that took me to the opportunity where I got to ride for Zoo York, which was owned by Iconics, Mark Echo. So it was like big corporation in the heart of New York. I would go there. I saw 50 Cent walking out of the same building because G-Unit was in there, the clothing and shit. And but that's like just corporate money. That's just numbers. So I was like, all right, now I understand. I'm taking a big risk because it's just numbers. If the numbers don't add up for the people that own it, then the skate shit's gone. They're not going to invest.
Man, already.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, this is weird, treacherous water, you know? So that's when I was like, I'm starting my own brand, and I started with clothing. All I need is skateboarding, because it saved my life, just like most of us, you know? So I was like, I'm going to invest in that. And but I've seen the whole spectrum, Jay Scott. I've seen like organic, homegrown, to corporate, big money, big numbers, where it's ruthless because they're just buying up the next pro because they need that content that's like everyone's jumping on, that's trending. And that what happens with that, when it's just numbers, nothing's valuable except for those numbers.
I agree. Yes, sir.
I'm surprised a lot of these companies don't just jump on the scooter trend, because they could probably make a gazillion dollars, you know? Like,
easy. Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, it's a weird, the whole industry's a crazy situation, you know? And like, I've even seen it from the part of starting a brand, like you might one day, or like, I don't know if you already have, but just starting a movement and trying to figure out how to build a business and a brand and do it within the restraints you have and your time and everything. But the good thing is, like, I know you got kids. It sounds like you got an awesome woman that supports you. I would say some skate jams, just throw them, see who shows up. Whoever shows up, let them know, like, this is just like, let's film it, like, make a sick day and try to do it again. Make it an annual thing. Even if you start something once a year and build a following each year, people are going to know and see the hype is real and see you skating. And yeah. My other thing, I don't know where I was going with any of that, but my other thing I wanted to talk to you about was, like, how are you, you're very aware of your story. You must be somewhat self-reflective. I know your lady helps you stay humble and focused. Is that from your family? Like, did they make you aware that you need to have a narrative and story and be the author of your life? You know, a lot of people don't realize that they walk around in like a daze and everything controls their life except for them. Like, where'd you learn?
Well, actually, I mean, it was my mom. She always told me, she was like, son, you're a character. She was like, people would love to. She was like, even me being your mom, I mean, just which videos she used to send me and more. She was like, I used to just wake up in the morning and think about you and watch your videos. She was like, it was just something inspirational that stood out about you. And she was like, I believe, she said, you always been a people's person. Because I can tell you, like, if you ever chill with me, I'm a character. We could be just riding in the car. If some music come on and they got a little instrumental at the end, I'm finna start freestyling. It don't matter.
You'll make your family do it. I saw that.
I vibe out. I'm always having a good time. That's like, you know, yesterday I just played with my kids and I'm running around playing the ghost hunter chase. I was calling them wall climbers, and before you know it, I'm playing with my kids, and like 12 more kids was like, sir, can I play with you? I was like, first you got to take a hands down selfie, and they was like, what is that? I was like, just keep them down. I was like, you already got them down. They all like bust out laughing, and before you know it, I had everybody at the motel, like 32, 33 kids, and the parents just like came up, hugged me, and was like, hey, you can have some pizza. I was like, oh yeah, hey, let me get my sons. And I just, the vibe, you know, I'm just a people's person. I'm all about having a good time, because I feel like my outlook on life is, regardless to if you're rich or poor, you're gonna lay in that casket one day. And what's living life if you're not doing something you love to do, or you're not happy? You know, anybody can sit around and can complain all day. You know, I can do the same thing. I can say, hey, I lost everything. You know, because before I got my crib, me and my wife, we slept on a blow-up air mattress. And I told my wife, you know, let's save week by week, and then when we have enough, we can buy the furniture piece by piece, where we don't have no notes. You know, I kind of like to put things in perspective, and I like to plan ahead. And that's how I got like OCD with cleaning up too. So, I mean, I get on her nerve all the time. Like, she'll like open up a pack of cookies and eat a cookie, and I'll put the cookie pack back in the cabinet. She's like, I didn't even finish fucking eating it. I was like, it don't matter. Don't leave the cookies out. And she was like, oh my God, you need help. She was like, go get your ass on that skateboard or something. I mean, but me personally, from what I've been through, I'm my biggest critic, because I feel like I would actually be where I needed to be in skateboard if I wouldn't have let the world get to me. And I feel like me being in my late 20s, I still got that chance and that opportunity. Honestly, I feel like I don't get enough time on the board, but with just a little help and me being able to skate, I believe I have what it takes. And me personally, I do want the Handsdown brand to branch out. I don't have the funds personally, but I see what it's doing when I can wake up in the morning and somebody that's been diagnosed with cancer saying they watched the freestyle and it changed their outlook. You know, or somebody with HIV, I wake up to all kind of messages. People that don't even skateboard. Soccer players like, man, hey, homie, just the way you support your family and you actually get off of work and you still find time to skate after a 12-hour shift. You told me to get my lazy ass up and start kicking that soccer ball. And I'm just like, damn, I'm thinking it's just a skateboarding type movement, you know. And I got football players, you know, saying, hey, thoughts out to your family, prayers, you know, and the whole football team putting their hands down. Me and the homies was watching your freestyle, and it felt like you wanted to cry while you was freestyling, and it hyped me up. And me and my homies, we started going through some football at nighttime, just thinking about you. And I'm just like, damn. And then when they do that, it's like, I tap my wife, babe, I'm going to work on some more Nolly Hills. She like, babe, it's 11:37 at night. I'm like, I don't give a damn. My supporters love me. And I just get up and, and she wake up and it's like 12:37 and I'm still out there dream chasing with my headphones in. I mean, because for me to find out that what I do can influence somebody and not just being just talent saying, hey, he think he's the best, because I don't. I've been to the barracks. Steve Barrow gave me that opportunity to where he let me crash at his place. You know, Andrew Reynolds actually sparked the opportunity because he said, fly him out. We want to see what he's capable of doing. But then I actually downed myself, because when I got out there, I was so damn hyped. I went straight to the stair set because I never been to the barracks, never skated with no pros. And for me to be there, I felt like I was 11 years old. I started jumping down the stairs. I got hurt. So then I was able to put together a shitty banging with like some warm-up tricks. And I had to have that for display for who I am. And I was just like, every time I watched, I was like, fuck, look at that. I do that damn shit warming up. And that's what they got to see for banging. But then my wife was like, baby, that ain't what you went out there for. You went out there because you love skateboarding and you went out there to have a good time. She's like, see what you done when you put all that pressure on yourself? She's like, look what you done. She's like, I watch you do that trick every day warming up. She's like, you done that for your banging. She's like, when you learn to let go and just have fun, everything else will fall in place. So when I was able to go out there and I seen what them pros was doing, it just like sparked the fuel. And when I seen people support me, like a pro mile like P-Raw, I was like, you Jake Scott? And I'm just like, what the? Talking to me, he's like, yeah, this P-Raw. And he's like, you better not miss no tricks and keep them down. And I was like, man, you know, I was just jumping up and down, you know, a grown man. I was just like, fuck yeah. And then Andrew Reynolds, Antoine Dixon walked in, you know, he had these tattoos all on his face. He's like, he looked over, he's like, hey, my nigga, Jay Scott. I'm just like, I looked over, he's like, yeah, homie. He's like, keep them down. But he's like, I'm the real OG of Handsdown. I said, hell yeah, and just the bond. And Mike Taylor was like, stop all that talking. We don't got time for all that talking. Mike Taylor was like, let me show you something. He hit a switchback tail. He's like, oh, he put the hands down. He's like, I never miss him. And I just seen the contact and how everybody, we all was having fun from one character, me being there, and just, it made us all look like kids again. And I was like, that's what I want the world to see. Let's skateboard for the love. That's why we all started doing it. Yeah. Nobody actually skated to be sponsored. You skated because you liked how it made you feel. Then you got to a time and point in your career where you was like, I would feel appreciated and valued if I was sponsored, because that would hype my view to know that, hey, they're believing in me and sending me product once a month to show me, that, hey, I can keep pushing because it's greater, But I try to tell everybody, let's get back to the first love. Yeah. I believe that's where the progression comes from. Like people like you and more. I believe y'all got to y'all full extent because y'all love skateboarding. If y'all skated to be sponsored, I don't think y'all would be where y'all are today. Because you'll be skating for the wrong reasons. Like, okay, we waking up, I got to nollie flip this 10 stair. Then you got a chance of breaking your foot, doing something stupid, and then sitting your ass at home watching skate videos for the rest of your life.
J. Scott, it's all about the numbers. So, like, the more you count the stairs, the more money you make, like, the more you strive after chasing the numbers adding up. It's like you're never going to win that race. It has to be an internal fire. It has to be there because you've just fallen in love with it, Like, for me, for years, dude, it was like therapy. I would go out there and I would just, like, destroy myself because that's how I felt inside. I was, like, angry. I hated everything. Like, I felt like complete shit. So I'd go out there and, like, destroy my body, like, just doing shit too gnarly for myself. But it was the only way to get that release. It was, like, self-destructiveness. And then you hit that wall where you're like, dude, I can't keep doing this. Like, now it's ruining the thing I love, which is skateboarding. And then and
it becomes like a job,
Exactly. So then you're just like, fuck it. That was the All I Need movement, which was like, dude, we need to invest in the things we need, which is fun, friends, family, like those releases, that like shit that makes your life better. Those things, like. I like that you have a lot of focus and dedication, and that's what's turning people on is the sticking to values. Those are the only things that are really worth anything. The human condition is what we should be concerned about. So we should take care of the human and allow them to develop and grow and be happy and express themselves. But it seems like the thing we created with this internet is not, it's a double-edged sword. You can do that, but you can also fucking box yourself in and like think whatever you want and hate everything. Like it's Wild West. It's Wild West.
And my wife said the same thing. I mean, it's taken over life in general. I mean, because we've caught ourselves multiple times in the bed and bonding time is on your phone. I'm on my phone, she on her phone, she showing me something, I'm showing her something, before you know it, it's bedtime. I mean, social media is ruining a lot of things because it's a real attention seeker, and a lot of people will even live a fake life to impress themselves. I mean, a boost of ego comes from multiple likes. You might post something and you get your 60 likes and something like that,
Yeah, that's why I like authenticity. When you're yourself, you can tell it's genuine in just themselves because there comes the good, the bad, and the ugly, So I appreciate that you share everything, J. Scott, and I'm really hyped you got to come on the show, man. I think everyone's going to be hyped.
All right. Yes, sir.
Last thing before we go, I just want to say check out allineedskate.com and worldindustries.com. Thank you guys for supporting the show. And let's keep this rolling, motherfuckers. Till next time, my dudes and dudettes. Ladies Jam at the New England Am's gonna be sick. Chip, chip.